I confused a lot of producers by saying don't register beats that you're selling online with BMI or ASCAP because it's a waste of time. A lot of people were like, wait a minute, how else am I supposed to get my performance royalties? How else am I supposed to protect myself from getting my beats stolen if I don't register them with ASCAP or BMI? I hope you would have thought better of me than to give you advice that is actually going to hurt you. In fact, I'm trying to give advice that is going to save you lots of time. Let me explain. The producers who were upset or confused by what I was saying, simply put, do not understand what PROs, performing rights organizations, actually do. This producer was appalled. He was bothered by what I said. He was totally turned off. I did not turn him on, in spite of how much cardio I've been doing lately. People think that one, BMI and ASCAP and other PROs either help protect the copyrights of your beats or actually serve as copyright protection. And they also think that two, these organizations encode your beats and then search out databases full of music to find out who's using your beats, and then they make sure that you get paid every time somebody uses your beat in a song. Neither of those things are true. None of that's true. Let's get this out of the way right now. Let's go straight to the PRO. We're going to go to BMI. Why? Because BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, SOCAN, all of these performing rights organizations do the same things. Is registering my music with BMI an alternative to copyright registration? Registering a song with BMI will only allow you to receive performance royalties if that song gets performed. It does not give you protection under copyright law. It couldn't be any clearer. I don't know why in 2023 people still believe that registering your song, your beat, whatever, with BMI or ASCAP or any PRO somehow gives you some sort of additional layer of copyright protection or even any sort of copyright protection, period. It doesn't. They're telling you right now. It's not me telling you. I didn't write this. I don't own BMI.com. People don't believe me. You're not going to believe BMI.com? Oh, all right, cool, whatever. So no, PROs do not provide copyright protection. Now, here's why I'm telling you not to register beats that you're going to sell online with your PRO. And it goes back to what I just showed you. Registering a song, they didn't say a beat. Registering a song, as they said on the BMI website, will only ensure that you get paid your performance royalties if the song is performed. I know a lot of people think that a performance royalty is when someone jumps on stage and raps to your beat, somehow you automatically get paid. It's way more complex than that, but a performance royalty does include public performance at certain venues. You actually have to submit sheets to venues to make sure that those royalties are being registered. However, performance royalties also include getting a song played on the radio, getting a song played on television, streaming. Performance royalties are part of a streaming royalty. So these royalty streams are way more complicated than they appear. What's not complicated is whether or not you should register these beats that you're trying to sell to artists with a PRO. That's not complicated. It's a waste of time. I'm telling you this. Here's why. When you sell a beat to an artist and they start performing that song and that song starts getting played on the radio, that song starts getting streamed, that song starts getting views on YouTube, your beat is not getting those views. Your beat is not streaming. Your beat's not getting radio play. The song created to your beat is getting those things. And so the song itself is generating the royalties. Your beat is no longer generating the royalties. Well, actually, it never was. And the difference between your beat and the song is a whole lot of metadata. That's what PROs do. They process metadata. That's it. They don't encode audio. As a matter of fact, I will show you. I'm going to go into Song Trust and I'm going to register a new song title. I'm going to register this song right now. Now I'm going to register myself as 50% owner because I created the beat, and I'm going to add a co-writer. So now I've added my artist. I could type the lyrics here, but I'm just going to skip to register song. And what I can do is I can add an ISRC. So I'm going to find that track because that's going to make it easier for me to collect royalties. Add a recording. My song is registered. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't upload a beat. I didn't upload any sort of audio at all. All I did was upload the metadata, the writer's information, the publisher's information, the name of the song, the ISRC number, all metadata. Now, when I made that beat originally, I didn't title the beat Right Now. I could have titled the beat Beat 907 because it was the 907th beat that I made that year. Beat 907 is not on Spotify. Beat 907 has not been published to platforms. Therefore, it doesn't have an ISRC number. That beat is just on my YouTube. That beat is just in my BeatStars. I am trying to get rappers to license that beat so they can record songs with it. Now, if I had spent all that time registering Beat 907 and Beat 906 and Beat 905 and all the other hundreds of beats that I created that year, when the song plays on radio, when the song plays on Spotify, is Beat 907 getting played? No. A song by the name of Right Now by an artist named Compound is getting played on the radio. Beat 907 by DJ Pain 1 is not getting played on the radio. So Beat 907 is not generating any royalties. The only time I need to register that track is once the song is done and the final metadata are known. Now, this is why split sheets are important. I would have signed a split sheet with this artist or just talked it through with them and figured out what the splits are. And then you register that song with the appropriate splits. I wrote part of the song because I wrote the notes and the rhythms and so forth. And then whoever performed the lyrics, wrote the lyrics and performed the lyrics, they get a split too. But again, the beat is not generating the royalties. The song is generating the royalties. So why is this a problem? Well, if you have 200 beats in your beat store, I actually have 2,000, and I go and register them each. Each registration could take up to 5 minutes if you're including all the right metadata and you're still using the BMI or ASCAP panel. They ask for a lot of information and you have to fill it out because the more metadata that you input into your registration, the more likely you are to get paid when that song plays. So if each registration takes 5 minutes each and you have 200 beats to register, you just wasted over 16 hours of your time. That's time that you could have used to make more beats or upload more videos or get a damn social life. I don't know. Now, if your beats are going straight to Spotify in the sense of, you dropping a lo-fi album or you putting out an instrumental album, or a lot of producers like to drop certain beats on Spotify just to see how they perform alongside putting them onto their beat store, then you would register them with your PRO. But if your beats are simply just going straight to a beat store in order to be sold to rappers who end up writing songs to those beats and then changing the titles and obviously changing the name of the performer of that track, why register them when, one, it's not offering you any sort of copyright protection, and two, it's not ensuring that you get paid when that beat is used. Now, the sad part is a lot of people are encouraging producers to register their beats with these PROs because they truly believe that PROs do exactly what they say they don't do right on their websites. Here's a video from a gentleman who's wasted so much of his time. Just look at this.
Before I go into registering, to show y'all my catalog. So that's what I'm saying. This is important. I've been doing this for years, guys. And look at my list. There is a long list.
Look at all those beats that he registered. This is hours of his time registering just beats.
I'm scrolling for days. Okay, so I know that if there's any event of any placements for any of my beats, my beats are already registered, and there is a likelihood that I will be receiving royalties for.
No, there's not. And that's the sad thing. Look at this title, City Music DHF11. If Meek Mill, or he makes dancehall, if Idonia were to take this beat, he would not name his song City Music DHF11. That'd be a crazy title for a track. And since that beat isn't being played, the song is being played, this registration and all the millions of other registrations that he spent all of his precious time on aren't giving him any sort of benefit. He just did it because he thought that's what he had to do. This video has 109,000 views, so potentially 109,000 producers wasted their time because this guy told them to. Why is his screen having a seizure?
Select the type of work you're registering, all other genres.
Oh, I don't like that.
This is where it starts asking all the information about the track you're doing. So you're gonna put in the work title. So that's why it's important, like I tell you guys, to name your beats. Even if you just named them like beat 004, beat 005.
Again, that should have been a red flag right there. If you're just naming your beat random names, how is that going to help you when someone takes your beat, turns it into a song, and calls it some totally other different shit? How?
Or if you guys just wanted to just come up with names as you go to
Oh
kind of inspire the artist, it's very important to do so. So you're going to put the work title, you're going to put the content, which is just music only. You're not going to have lyrics unless you have a chorus or something for your song, but you're going to just do music only. You're going to select the exact run time, the duration on it, and then you can also add alternative titles. So
yeah, you can't predict what title a recording artist is going to name their song that they use with a beat that they've purchased from you. You also can't predict the duration. You are also not going to be the artist under whose name the song is released. So all of these data that he's inputting right now are worthless. The second the artist comes through and drops a song to that track, all bets are off.
This work is also known by another title. Please enter it here. So you have a lot of options. They ask for a lot of things, so it helps separate everything.
They have so many options, all these different ways to waste your time.
That's not the end of it, okay? So it's not just about copyrights, BMI, and then they magically just get you your money.
No,
so the
that's
next
true.
thing you're going to have to do is what I do. Now there's a million ways you can go about doing any of this. So remember, all the stuff that I share with you guys is just the process that I use and the process I'm familiar with and the process that I know works. I've been doing this for, 12 years. So
holy shit.
I've learned a lot in those 12 years to figure out what the hell I'm doing necessarily. So after, say you get the copyright done, you do the BMI, next thing is to make sure that your artist is aware of your work's registration number. So when they copyright their lyrics, they'll go through the same process you're doing now. This is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to put theirs through the copyright.gov. They're going to copyright their lyrics, not the background music. You're going to do the background music, which is the beat. They're going to copyright their lyrics. And then in there, they're going to say that they sang over your track. They're going to put your first and last name. So the next thing they're going to do is they're going to go into BMI. They're going to do the exact same thing that I'm doing.
Right.
And
they're going to do it twice.
The difference is that the works that they're registering is just going to be basically the music and lyrics.
Right. A whole different one.
Since they have lyrics on it. After they do that, they're gonna have to tell BMI that there's I guess you'd be a composer,
a co-writer,
or a publisher.
You're a co-writer and a publisher, and I mean he just gave it away there. I'm sorry, I don't. This has been a long day. I seem really frustrated with this guy, and I am, truth be told. But he just said it right there in the video. He just explained to you how he's going through the whole process of registering his beat with BMI, and then when the artist turns that beat into a song, they have to go through the whole process again. The only time you have to go through this process is when the song drops. That's the only time. You don't have to register it. He just said it himself.
After you get through these steps, you'll see there's work info, there's other works, publisher and writers. Through this process, they're going to be able to name you as the composer.
Yes, they are. So that's all that matters. This is all that matters. As long as when the song drops and the rapper is ready or the singer, whoever is ready to release that song, you just have to give them your writer's IPI number and your publisher's IPI number, and then they register you when they register their song. That's it. You don't have to register the beat because, as this gentleman showed you, if you do that, you wasted your time because the artist is going to have to do it again anyway. He said it himself. And let's say, because this happens, let's say the artist doesn't actually reach out to you and contact you about the song registration and they register everything to themselves. Or what's more likely, they just never register the song and you can't get a hold of them, and they might not even be affiliated with the PRO, because a lot of people just don't understand the music business, and it's convoluted, and a lot of us are just making music for fun. So if you want to register to make sure that you're getting your split of these performance royalties, you can do so by adding a song title. This is a song that doesn't exist, imaginary song. But let's say a rapper puts out a song titled Imaginary Song. It's already got 500,000 plays on Spotify, and you think that you're missing out on some royalties. what you can do is register yourself as 50%, and then you can add a co-writer. But what you can do is just register it as a writer unknown because they haven't registered it correctly themselves yet. Type in the lyrics, type in, any metadata that you have, and then add the ISRC. Find their song on the platforms and register it that way. As long as you have your part registered, you can still get royalties, even if the recording artist that used your beat did not register the title. Listen, guys, time is valuable. We cannot get our time back. And so I would never, ever encourage you to spend hours of your time, like some of the folks in the videos that I watched with you just now, registering beats that will never, in and of themselves, generate royalties for you. All right, I got a migraine. Appreciate you watching. Hope this helps. Much success to you. Peace.